Hi everybody, this is a blue and red Arcane Bombardment deck that wants to cast Sea Double a ludicrous amount of times. Now this deck isn't very good and it was thrown together pretty hastily, but I can say that some of the games that we got with it were pretty unusual and I really had a good time playing it. So Sea Double, if you don't know, is on the newer end of things, and if our opponent has enough stuff in the graveyard, we get to do both modes of this spell. That is, we can copy a spell or create a copy of a creature. Now, although this spell does say it can't be copied, it can be played under an Arcane Bombardment, because if we look at Bombardment real quick, we're just going to go into rules lawyer territory for one quick second. Bombardment says it exiles something at random from the graveyard. Then we copy each exiled card. We're not copying spells, you see. We're just casting copies of cards that are out there in exile somewhere. So Sea Double does work under Bombardment. Now, the rest of the deck is set up to support it. We've got a number of cheap instants and sorceries, lots of way to draw cards, a few lightning strikes, along with some Brotherhood's ends to survive the early game. Now, some interesting includes this time around. We've got 2 copies of Urza's Rebuff. This is great if we're trying to get in for the win with a stolen or copied creature. We can tap a few things and get in there, and also counter a spell that might want to get rid of our bombardment. And then over here, we're running 2 copies of Urza's Command. This I've never been able to make work until now in this weird deck. So most often we're going to be creating construct tokens and then scrying to draw a card. The other 2 modes don't really come into play too much, but they could be useful for you. At any rate, we ended up winning a couple of these by making some gigantic construct tokens thanks to all the treasures we made with repeated copies of Big Score. Now, this isn't the fastest version of Bombardment or the most direct, but it can get you there in some fun ways. And you can see we're just doing all basic lands so that we play well with our 2 copies of Thirst for Discovery over here. So obviously the mana base can be tweaked a little bit, but never was a big problem for us. Anyway, let's get over and see some games with this deck on the ranked standard ladder. I'll be with you for commentary, of course, but as always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again soon. All right, well, can't abide that hand. Only some mountains in there. Doing some Arcane Bombardment, so we've got a Bombardment. Let's keep 6. We're strangely going to throw away this Bombardment. We've got so much card draw in this deck, I'm pretty confident we'll find it. More important to just get both colors of mana right away. Great, there's an Impulse. That's going to help out. Opponent's got to consider. All right, so this is likely mono blue. Going to see the well-balanced Haughty Djinn, probably turn 4 or 5. Don't think we need to Impulse right now. We have a Thirst in hand, and we're going to try to squeeze it in if they've got any kind of instance going on. Consider. Sure, we'll just let it go. Ooh, black? What is this? Okay, well, let's Thirst now then. End of their turn. This could be the poison deck. Opponent's got a Thirst of their own. Wow, we draw 2 Arcane Bombardments. All right, we're going to get rid of Sea Double and Brotherhood's End. Sea Double because we can cast it again with Bombardment, and Brotherhood's End because it's not the most useful right now against this opponent. Keeping the lands coming with that Impulse. See what our opponent's up to. Must confess, I have not seen the mono blue with a splash of black deck before, and that could be what this is, since we haven't seen a whole lot of poison cards dealing with poison counters just yet. More black. All right, we got to go for the big score here. We're going to discard one of these bombardments. Do you have a response? If so, now's the time. They've got the make disappear for us. Okay. Big score, a juicy counter target. Let's go with the Impulse. We got to keep these lands going if we can't cheat into a early Arcane Bombardment. Opponent with a make disappear there. I'm fine with paying that. We don't really need to keep up Lightning Strike on their turn since they're not doing a whole heck of a lot, at least in the 3 toughness department. There's Haughty Djinn. Okay, so what is the black splash for? Let's try to figure that out. Curate sees 2 lands, just need the 1. All right. Opponent's got a Memory Deluge. Okay. Is this mono blue with like a black control bent to it? We've got the Haughty Djinn up to a 7/4. Plenty of black sources. Coming across. Hits us for just the 7, taking us down to 13. Yeah, we could double Lightning Strike it, but they've got to have something. Their hand's full of cards here. We're just going to go for Bombardment. If they've got a counter, great. If they don't, this is essentially game against mono blue decks if you have enough time. Let's go, opponent. This is an easy choice. Oh, okay. I was ready to concede there. It's Memory Deluge. Did you find the counter? Yeah, sometimes I'm just not in the mood for mono blue. Like if they've got all the pieces, then we're just going to move on. But this could be interesting. They've got a slim chance here to finish us off if they can get enough instants in the grave with surveil effects, maybe self-mill. But no, they're just spending a Memory Deluge. That actually makes the Djinn smaller. Keeping 2 mana up. Didn't have anything for the bombardment, like a make disappear or a negate, so this is really good for us. Gonna need a way to deal with the Djinn right now, though. Okay, opponent discards a cut down. They must just have some extra cards in there to deal with mono red. So let's try this. We're gonna Lightning Strike the Djinn and see what we can pull up out of the grave. If this works, great. If not, we'll at least have a second Lightning Strike in the graveyard for our opponent's turn, and we can try to Lightning Strike again and get rid of it. All right, just a big score. Let's discard this island. Land and Urza's Command. All right. It's not removal. It could make the creature smaller. Oh, they've got a Fading Hope for it. All right. I guess worried about what was coming next. Probably could have waited on that, but I'm not going to sneeze at it. Let's see. Yeah, everything's an instant except this second bombardment, which I guess we could play, but... Ouch. Yieldred? One Lightning Strike down there. I think if we're going to do anything, we got to do it now, especially we've got a big score under there. We pick up a Thirst. Let's do all of our card draw now then. Try to find something for this Shieldred. Let's discard the Urza's Command. We draw big score. Island will be good for this Thirst. Oh, didn't need it anyway. More lands. And Curate, our last card draw spell. Urza's Rebuff. I will keep that for sure. Let's try to counter Shieldred. They didn't have a counter before, and it looks like they don't have it now. Shieldred usually able to pick us off. It's some nice reach. All right, their backup plan is just a regular old Shieldred, which is generally pretty good, but we're not playing any creatures. Tell you what, let's lay down Bombardment number 2. We've got so much mana from these big scores, and let's use Lightning Strike on big Shieldred here. We get a Curate off the new one. All right, opponent's seen enough. Fair enough. Good game. All right, this looks decent. So many basic lands, kind of nice for a change. Another opponent playing islands. Well, if nothing else, I hope that you've gleaned from my videos one of the ways that we can beat mono blue, which for me at least is kind of one of the most annoying decks in Standard. I'd actually rather lose to a mono red deck than a mono blue deck, just because it's mono blue's not any more complex to play. It's just the people playing it take so long. I'm trying to make content here. All right, let's big score. Get rid of Urza's Command. And pass it back. It's a shame they had the counter for us back there, but what are you going to do? We've got 2 copies of Brotherhood's End here. Not the greatest against mono blue opponents. We do have a Curate here. Kind kind of want to see if we can maybe see double something good. All right, nothing main phase. Let's go Curate. Don't need the land or the lightning strike, really. Trying to find a Chandra, a Bombardment maybe. All right, let's just keep passing it on back. Opponent at 4 lands. Oh, okay, usually that's where the Djinn comes down, but no Djinn. 4 is the magic number where they can protect it with a 1-mana negate. Opponent with a Thirst. I'm going to copy this Thirst. And yes, discarding the land. We get another C double and a big score. I mean, might as well. Let's now let's big score instead. I want to keep this C double. It would be nice, since we can't kill a Djinn with 1 spell, we might be able to just copy it. Give our opponent a bit of a headache. They discarded a Djinn? Okay, they surely have 1 now then. All right, just to consider at the end of our turn here. 3 mana up for us, so we're not going to be able to see double anything on their turn, which is kind of a shame. All right, there's the Djinn. They finally drew into one. It's a 5/4. Let's go Impulse. Dig a little bit for maybe a win con. Do you want to counter the Impulse? They do. Okay. Very fearful of the Impulse here. Bring the Ending, though. That's an interesting choice. All right, well, we've got plenty of mana up now. We can actually double C double if we really want to. Don't think the opponent has enough in the grave for us to get both modes on C double. Let's just take this big hit. An opponent. Second Haughty Djinn. Doesn't make sense to copy this. We can always copy it after it lands. Yeah, let's just do it. End of their turn. Copy a Djinn. They got to make disappear. Sure, we can pay for that. No problem. Are they just making their own Djinns bigger? Trying to finish us off all at once. Another make disappear, but we've still got the mana for it. Do you have a Spell Pierce? No Spell Pierce. All right. Well, we've got a 10/4 Djinn here. Let's pass. We might be able to get in a situation where we can see double another Djinn. And, oh. No. Opponent's got a Flow of Knowledge instead, and we can do both. We're going to copy Flow of Knowledge and copy a Djinn. What do you got for this opponent? You've spent all your make disappears. I think all your make disappears. They've got a Fading Hope for our token. Okay, that's good. That's good for them. C double, though. We get a copy of Flow of Knowledge and a copy of the Djinn. Draw a solid 5 cards here. Let's discard Mountain and I guess Consider. And now let's counter their flow since they've only got 1 card left in hand. All right. If they attack here, I think we're happily blocking one of these then. I don't think there's a way we're gonna sneak one out of this game. And then we can actually do a double Lightning Strike thanks to the discount on the Djinn on their remaining creature. So we take no damage from this attack. Okay. All right, we just need a way to close this out now. They're down to 1 card. We need to hurry this up. All right, we draw with Thirst, discard a Mountain. We've got Urza's Rebuff if they do have a backup copy. No, just passing it on back. That's great. Let's Curate and try to find something else. Nothing. All right. We draw Urza's Command. And an Impulse. Okay. Let's Impulse here. There's Bombardment. Fantastic. Let's lay it on down. We can always consider if we need to activate it in a pinch. Okay, opponent's still with nothing. Let's go for it. Consider. We pick up a second consider. Excellent. Well, at least fill up our hand with some action. Don't need a Brotherhood's End here. Not good in this match. Let's get rid of that land. All the considers are pretty much visible to us right now. We pick up a mountain for the turn. Huh. Let's go command here. We're going to make a Power Stone and a Construct, I think is the way to go here. So, might as well Thirst. Let's consider a little bit. Curate, sure, it's another spell. Thirst. Both of our other bombardments. Okay. We'll let command go. So we've got a 2/2 construct now, but if we can pick that up under bombardment, we can keep making construct tokens and maybe make a few more treasures and actually get these constructs up to a sizable power and toughness. Okay, opponent's got the Fading Hope for our token again. Scries and keeps one on the top. All right. Tell you what, let's big score then. Get rid of this Curate. Bombardment picks up big score. Okay. We'll discard Consider to that. Don't need to draw too many more cards. We got a lot of business in the hand already. All right, let's get over to our turn. More lands. Think what we need to do here. Let's see. Let's consider and activate Bombardment. Oh, we do have a ton of mana up, though. We might want to consider playing Arcane Bombardment again. Getting a second copy, because we do kind of have a lot of spells down there. Okay, this is good. We've got command. Let's do same plan. Power Stone and Construct. We'll big score and get even more treasures. Don't need to draw too many. Don't want to deck ourselves here. Command goes off. We get a 9/9 Construct. Okay. All right, this could work. Let's discard these mountains. Lots of business, and the opponent scoops it up. Good game. Okay, got to mull this one. Not all the colors are there. We're going to keep this. We're going to toss back one Lightning Strike. I'm going to try to go for the big score into Bombardment play. See what we can pick up with this Curate here. Man, after that last game, I will say my opinion of Urza's command is kind of coming around a little bit. There we go. Okay, let's get rid of this Visitor. It's the one thing where most of our removal is Lightning Strikes. We can't let things get too big if this is green-white enchantments, which usually plays that card. Well, we've got the green and white. There's an enchantment. Plays an extra land and passes it back. I am happy with that. Go right ahead, opponent. Got the Curate if we need it this turn. Urza's command could at least give us a scry and a draw. Roaring Earth. Do like the art on that one. Let's go with the Curate here. I'm going to toss this Brotherhood's End down in the grave and keep the Consider. And I think we're just going to cast this Consider here. Yeah, we'll toss the land. I'm sure we'll draw another one. Okay, we pick up Impulse and Bombardment number 2. Azusa here flipping over. We've got the option to either Impulse or Command. We'll see what happens. All right, so they got the landfall trigger. Counter goes on the enchantment. They've got a 4/4. Followed by a Reign of Truth. All right, well, it's not great, but it's not the biggest thing in the world. We're going to Urza's command. Let's scry and make a construct. Don't want that Consider right now. Okay, land is good. Another land is great. All right. Michiko goes off again. So we've got our construct. If they can't get rid of that, we can at least chump this turn and buy us some more time to get bombardment going. Roaring Earth puts another counter on it. But unless it's got trample... All right, little construct, do your job. Opponent gets to untap some lands, but they had no tapped lands anyway. And no follow-up play. All right. Well, we might take a little damage here, but it's time to get bombardment down. Let's hope they don't have a Boseiju for it. We have no way of protecting it at the moment. And opponent's setting up a board to take a big chunk of our life in the coming turns as they put a counter on the Reign of Truth that has flipped over. All right, we are down to 15 now, thanks to that attack. Third bombardment, not the draw we need. Let's impulse and find another spell. Lightning Strike the pickup. Can't remove any creatures, so we just got to point it at the opponent here. Let's take the Lightning Strike so we can at least double up these Lightning Strikes and hopefully recur something that gets us another card. All right, go into attacks. Gonna take this. What is your follow-up, opponent? Kami of Transience. All right. Yeah, let's let that resolve. So we're going to try to shoot an enchantment anyway. Let's go Lightning Strike on the Reign of Truth. We'll do the copy on the Reign of Truth as well. We get a free Consider out of the deal. Don't need that island. There's a Thirst. That's wonderful. Okay, so the Reign of Truth is down. Kami doesn't care because it's not in the graveyard. Let's go Thirst. Well, we could eliminate the Kami. Let's go Thirst. Ooh. We pick up Brotherhood's End. Let's do End, do 3 damage to each, and then Lightning Strike to finish off the Azusa enchantment. Ooh, Rebuff on the top. That's wonderful. Brotherhood's End takes care of everything. Kami's going to go back to the hand, but we've got so many spells now. I think we're going to be able to deal with that, hopefully, for the rest of the game. Let's get this land down. Kami goes back to the opponent's hand. All right. Let's see what we got here. Kami of Transience. And... ooh, is this just a Kami turn? All right. Well, in that case, we're going to throw Lightning Strike right at the opponent. Let's go Urza's Command. Going to do Construct and Draw. We're going to do Lightning Strike. I guess we could have done Brotherhood's End instead. Consider. Let's get rid of this extra Brotherhood's End. Yeah, we should have pointed the second Lightning Strike at our opponent. I was a little quick on the draw there. But we've got one under bombardment, so I think you can see we're kind of okay with this Kami coming down forever and ever. I don't think it's going to get to attack. All right, let's big score and help out our little construct friend here. And Urza's Command, let's give him a buddy. Let's make a Power Stone too, make him even bigger. Do a little Consider, might as well Lightning Strike the opponent. I think that's okay for now. We've got mana up for an Urza's Rebuff if they draw into something like a Borrowed Time for Bombardment. Nice, and these treasures grow the constructs up to 5/5s. That's great. All right, passing it on back. We've got protection for our bombardment. Planar Disruption. Sure, that's okay. Yep. Azusa's Many Journeys. Comes down. Do they have the extra land? Doesn't look like it. Okay, well we can still do this. Let's go big score. Activate bombardment here. We're going to make another construct. End of our opponent's turn. We'll make a Power Stone. Let's impulse for something else. Might as well consider, and lightning strike for the face. Now we've got 2 possible attacking constructs. Impulse, let's grab a C double. Command gives us a construct. Another command, the draw. All right, well, we've got 2 9/9s. What do you got, opponent? And that's it. The constructs coming in clutch here. Good game. Do we keep the 2-lander? This is a keepable 2-land hand. We got 2 curates, an impulse, and a thirst. I mean, if we can't draw into a land with this hand, then me and the shuffler are going to have some words. Opponent with white and black so far. Interesting. Let's go with the curate. Think we're safe to ditch the Brotherhood's End. I want to keep this big score, though. Big score is so integral to the bombardment strategy. Lets us cheat out bombardment a little ahead of time and maybe have some mana left over to start activating it immediately. Okay, so opponent's got red in there too, and they play Restoration of Eiganjo, getting the plains. We're going to thirst here. Plenty of basic lands, so we'll drop a mountain. Great, we are totally set on lands. We're going to pass it back. Try for the big score play here. Nothing in the opponent's graveyard. They're going to do some ramping by bringing that land back that they just discarded. Restoration number 2. Okay, we're going to need a little something more to get rid of these if they flip over. We can pitch Curate here to this big score. Oof, all right. Well, it's not coming together. You know, I love seeing a bombardment off of a big score, but we are not quite there yet. All right. Opponent flips over 1 architect. Gonna main phase a wanderer here. Really not respecting any kind of counterspells from us. All right, makes a token. Let's go to the end step and big score. We'll get rid of consider. I think we can probably big score again here. And let's pitch one of these islands. Wow, more lands. Really surprised we haven't seen anything late game for us yet. Let's go impulse. There it is. Okay, we got there. Question is, will it survive? Well, let's go for it. Look, I'm all for durdling around, but if we're here to bombard, let's go ahead and do it. Opponent's got a restoration that's flipping over again. I guess my question now is, why is the black and red in here? Are we playing with the angel that has the kicker? It's going to do a little extra damage. Are we bringing in some black removal? Because the rest of this deck so far is looking like pretty standard straight mono white stuff. Finds the land with the farm hand. They got an Adeline for us. Okay, making all kinds of tokens. Let's consider here. All right, we find a big score. Let's discard island. We draw consider and curate. Consider sees rebuff, which I will take at this point. Okay, and just a lightning strike. So we do have a Brotherhood's End down in the grave, which can help with some of this. But rebuff in a pinch can actually tap creatures, so we might be able to use that on Adeline. Stay alive. Let's go command here. This is going to make a construct for us. Activate bombardment. Let's draw a few more cards, get all the options. Do we keep big score? Sure. Second big score happens. We draw a Brotherhood's End. That's good. And a C double on the top, which I think we'll keep as well. So I think we need to do this now. Let's Brotherhood's End. So our construct survives because it counts itself. Thought that was going to be a slight punt moment there, but that's okay. Yeah, let's pass. So we could lightning strike there and get rid of something else. But we're going to try this. We're going to try a trick with C double here and see what we can do. So we know there's a big score under Bombardment, and we've got one in hand. Oh. All right, well, this might mess with the number of blockers that we have to deal with here. All right, might need a different plan. Go into attacks. I don't think they have anything good down there besides the farmhand, so that's fine to pick back up. But between Adeline and the Architects, they've got a number of other tokens going on here. So I think what we do, let's Lightning Strike Adeline just to activate Bombardment. Okay, no damage spells still. Let's do a little card draw. We do have this Lightning Strike in hand. And I'll keep that other one on top. I hate having to use 2 cards on one creature, but we might have to do it. All right, Impulse resolves. Let's take C double. And let's Lightning Strike Adeline again. All right, so we didn't hit Brotherhood's End, but we're not taking as much damage as I feared. I mean, still 3's not great, but you know, I'm not feeling terrible about this. It's still not good though. All right, we draw Island. All right, so with all these tokens, we're not going to be able to tap enough things down to sneak in with constructs for the win, at least not now. We kind of need to clean this up a little bit. Let's go Lightning Strike on Olivia. Going to resolve Bombardment's trigger. Okay, we finally pick up some more damage. Let's do another one at Olivia. That'll take care of the farmhand. We can Impulse for more. Might as well keep drawing. Let's go for it. Okay, we drew a Brotherhood's End. We've got C double and Command on the top. That's fine. Impulse. Yeah, we kind of saw this already. We'll take the second Command. So Lightning Strikes on Olivia. Farmhand is going to go away. And Brotherhood's End. Let's go ahead and do that now. The construct still survives. They're down to just the Architect. No attacks. Let's discard a couple of things we don't need here. All right, so we've got this construct as a blocker. Oh, the opponent's got another Olivia. Creatures with flying, not what I want to see. Let's let that resolve, though. And I think before we go to attacks, let's tap Olivia and the Architect. So that means no reincarnation, no resurrection from the dead here. Reanimation, that's the word I'm thinking of. And let's get some more options down with Bombardment. Big score, get some fresh mana in these treasures. Lightning Strike to the face. Might as well Impulse a little bit. We've got all 4 copies of C double in our hand right now. You'll love to see it. All right, so big score is going to happen. We're going to draw a whole bunch. Oh, yeah, we can see the bottom of our deck now. We gotta do something here. All right, let's go Command. We're going to make a construct and we'll create a Power Stone. We're going to auto pay. We've got 4 mana left here. Let's C double. We're going to copy Urza's command and do it again. All right. We've got 3 5/5s. We've got Urza's Rebuff in hand. But, well, yeah, let's just activate Bombardment with the Rebuff. We're going to tap down the remaining blocker and Olivia. We're going to activate Bombardment. There's at least one big score under there. Okay, there's two. Let's big score. Let's do it twice. Lightning strike to the face. Don't want to draw too much because we can see the bottom of the deck at this point. That brings the opponent to 14. Big score and big score. Okay, still a few cards left in there. We've got 3 9/9s. We're going in. Excellent. Big constructs for the win. Good game. Okay, this is a fair hand. We're going to keep this. Doing a little more Arcane Bombardment in Standard. Got Urza's Command, Urza's Rebuff. Didn't really mean for this to be Urza themed, but it's happening. Opponent with a Skrelv starting off here. Let's go ahead and Lightning Strike that. Skrelv, a huge headache for any kind of damage-based removal. Backup copy of Skrelv, of course. Wouldn't be a game against me without a backup copy of the thing we just took care of. Progenitor Exarch. Where X is 1. So they get 1 3/3 incubator. Let's just thirst. It's not quite threatening enough to counter. Let's discard command and C double here. As one of my commenters likes to point out, good place for C double is in the grave, so you don't actually have to pay for it when you bring it back later. It is kind of situational, so might not always be what we need. So a white Phyrexian deck. Opponent's going to flip over the incubate token, get a 3/3. Great, they're coming over. We'll take 3 and head to 17. Ooh, an opponent with a Skrelv's Hive is the follow-up play. Don't think we need to worry about that so much, though. So we're actually going to big score away this rebuff. There's a Brotherhood's End. I was just thinking, like, so far, everything we've seen fits kind of nicely under a Brotherhood's End, and if we can just keep laying lands, we're going to hit Bombardment soon enough. I think we can actually go ahead and do this now. Don't need to Brotherhood's End yet. We don't need to kind of tip our hand that that's what we've got. All right. So we're passing it back to the opponent. They're going to get hit with the Hive for 1. Opponent, please play some small creatures that fit under Brotherhood's End. Oh, that's not good. Okay, we need to consider now. Phyrexian Vindicator and damage-based removal, that's pretty much the end of this game for us. Let's thirst. Okay, I'm going to discard land. Oof. And just a land on top, no good. The draw another land. Was really hoping we'd pick up Urza's Rebuff there and just flat out counter this Vindicator. Ouch. Okay, so we're at 13 from this attack. Big score the draw. Let's play Island. I think we need to just do this anyway. It's not good, but we need to do it. We're going to Brotherhood's End, activate Bombardment. Skrelv can protect somebody. Let's see who the opponent chooses. Chooses the Incubator token. Okay. And we've got C double. Okay, we pick up C double. Let's go Vindicator. We're going to thirst here because we need all the help we can get. I'm going to discard this island. All right, so at least we get a little help here. We've got our Vindicator of our own as we each throw 3 damage at our opponent here. Okay. All right, opponent makes a token with Skrelv's Hive. A second Vindicator. Oh, this is tricky. All right, opponent attacks. We could block and do 5 to our opponent here. Yeah, let's do that. They'll do an extra... Well, they were going to do 5 to us anyway. So yeah, let's do this. So they do 5 to us, of course. We're going to do 5 to our opponent. Okay, we could sneak this one out here. All right, we need to do bombardment. The question is with what? Let's try impulse here. Okay, we pick up lightning strike, but C double is what I'm looking for. Let's get that. Let's make a copy of the Vindicator. We're going to thirst, and we're going to lightning strike the opponent's face. All right, opponent's at 7. We draw another C double. Let's discard island. C double gives us the second Vindicator of our own. Rebuff, that's perfect. Okay. All right, I think we can do this. So we're going to go land. We're going to go rebuff. We're going to tap down your Vindicator and the token. That activates bombardment. We are just going to do a little bit of backup lightning striking here. C double again on the Vindicator. And thirst. Because we can. So this should tap down both blockers, leaving us clear in the air. And even if they can remove one of these, they're now low enough where it should be lethal. Oh, Urza's rebuff. Let's get in there. Attack for 10. No response, and that is it. Man, good game.